Speaking in a deep, resonant voice, I begin. Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we delve into the most intriguing and thought-provoking stories from the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey of exploration and analysis. Today, we're going to tackle a fascinating tale that has been making waves in the WNBA. A story that raises important questions about the art of evaluating talent and the intangible qualities that separate good players from great. You may recall the name J.J. Quinerly, the former West Virginia University standout who was drafted by the Dallas Wings with the 27th overall pick in the third round of this year's WNBA draft. At the time, many experts viewed Quinerly as a long shot, a player with potential but not necessarily a sure thing. However, since moving into the starting lineup on June 28, Quinerly has been nothing short of phenomenal, averaging 16.5 points and 5.3 assists per game while shooting 47% from the field and 44% from three-point range. This impressive performance has led many to wonder how Quinerly fell so far in the draft. Was it an oversight on the part of WNBA scouts and general managers? Did they miss something in their evaluation of her skills and potential? The answer, my friends, lies in the limitations of the talent evaluation process itself. You see, when it comes to assessing athletic ability, we often rely on quantifiable metrics: speed, strength, agility, and so on. But what about those intangible qualities that can't be measured by a stopwatch or a tape measure? What about heart, passion, and desire? The story of J.J. Quinerly is not an isolated incident. We've seen it time and time again in sports. Players who were overlooked or undervalued in the draft, only to go on to achieve greatness. Think of Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets superstar who was drafted 41st overall in 2014. Think of Tom Brady, the legendary quarterback, who was selected 199th overall in the 2000 NFL Draft. Think of Albert Pujols, the baseball great who saw 401 players picked before him in the 1999 MLB Draft. These examples serve as a reminder that evaluating talent is an imperfect science. There are no guarantees, and even the most experienced scouts and general managers can miss the mark. But what's truly remarkable about J.J. Quinerly's story is the way she seized her opportunity, proving to herself and everyone else that she belongs at the highest level. As we continue to follow Quinerly's journey, we'll be keeping a close eye on how her performance impacts the WNBA and the way teams approach talent evaluation. Will her success lead to changes in the draft process or the way scouts assess potential? Only time will tell. For now, let's just appreciate the impressive display of skill and determination that J.J. Quinerly has shown us. She's an inspiration to anyone who's ever been told they're not good enough or that they don't have what it takes to succeed at the highest level. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're halfway through the show and I'm excited to dive into our middle segment. Today, we're talking about the latest update in the world of baseball, specifically the upcoming Home Run Derby. You know, there's nothing quite like the thrill of watching some of the greatest hitters in the game go head-to-head, swinging for the fences. And this year's Derby is shaping up to be one of the most exciting ones yet. We've got a talented lineup of players, including James Wood, Byron Buxton, and Cal Raleigh, who's currently leading the league in home runs. But the big news is that Ronald Acuna Jr., the star outfielder for the Atlanta Braves, has been replaced by Matt Olson due to an undisclosed reason. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a home run derby. But let me tell you, this event is a huge spectacle, and having one of the biggest stars in the game participate is a major draw. Acuna Jr.'s absence is definitely going to be felt, but I'm excited to see how Matt Olson performs. He's a talented hitter in his own right, and he's got the power to go deep. And with the Derby being held at Truist Park, the home of the Braves, you can bet the crowd is going to be electric. I've also got my eye on Oneil Cruz, who's known for hitting some of the hardest balls in the game. This guy's a force to be reckoned with, and I wouldn't be surprised if he puts on a show. And let's not forget about Cal Raleigh, who's having an incredible season so far. He's got 32 home runs already, and he's looking to add a few more to his tally. Overall, this year's Home Run Derby is shaping up to be an unforgettable event, with some of the biggest names in baseball competing for bragging rights. So, if you're a fan of the game, make sure to tune in and catch all the action. And that's my take on the upcoming Home Run Derby. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We've got a jam-packed final segment for you today, folks. Let's dive right into the world of sports, specifically focusing on the Pittsburgh Steelers. It seems like the Steelers are gearing up for an exciting season, with new additions to their roster and some significant developments that fans should keep an eye on. First off, there's been a lot of chatter about the contract negotiations with TJ Watt. According to recent reports, the Steelers might be exploring other options, which has left many wondering what the future holds for this talented player. On a more positive note, the team's new tight end, Jonnu Smith, is expressing his enthusiasm about joining the Steelers. In a recent interview on the Zach Smack Show, Smith shared his honest feelings about playing in Pittsburgh, stating that it checks all the boxes: a historic franchise, a historic coach in Mike Tomlin, and the opportunity to work with a legendary quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. It's clear that Smith is eager to make a significant impact this season. Additionally, we took a look at the history of the number 57 jersey for the Steelers. Currently, there isn't a player wearing this number, but it has been donned by several notable players in the past, including Montravius Adams and Terrence Garp. However, the standout player to wear this number is undoubtedly Sam Davis, who was part of the team that brought home 4 Super Bowl championships and was later inducted into the Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Honor. Lastly, we touched on the countdown to kickoff, with just 57 days left until the Steelers face off against the New York Jets. As we approach the start of the season, it's essential for fans to stay informed about their team's developments and prepare for what promises to be an action-packed year. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.